Could it be? But me, your man, Louie T. Welcome to a brand new installment of the Card Collector Series podcast. I, of course, am your set man, Louie T. Thank you for joining me. If you enjoy this content, please do me a huge solid. Hit the subscribe button for more great content. Turn on that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And also hit the like button, as that helps this channel grow immensely. So I'm going to have an interesting conversation today because I really haven't talked about this yet, and I'm excited to talk about it today. But before we do that, as we always do on the Card Collector Series podcast, we open up a pack of cards at the very end. Here's what we'll be opening up today: a pack of 2021 Prestige, a value pack. I expect some heat out of this. These Prestige packs have been money, so we'll see if we're able to hit a gem out of that or two later on in the show. And of course, as always, if you're not interested in the topic that we're discussing today, you feel free to go to the end of the episode when we open up the pack of cards. So, card breaks. How do you feel about them? So there are various ways to go about a break. You can go have a box break, which is the most common. You know, you open up a box of cards. And so how a break works, so let's go back a bit first. How a break works is you essentially rent out, if you will, various teams, okay, around the league. So if you're, let's go with the NBA and the NFL, it's all the same, MLB. Let's just go with the NBA, 30 teams in the NBA. And so let's say the box you bought, you know, and this is how you make a profit off of it. The box you purchased was $500. There are, you know, let's say $300. That'll make it easier to do. $300 for the box that you purchased. 30 teams in the NBA. So there are 30 slots available for the card break or the box break. And so it may cost everyone $15 to get in, or $20 to get in. To get a card, you know, that team. So you pay $20 and you get a random team. You don't get to just pick the team you want. You get a random team. Let's say you get the Hawks. Any Hawks card that comes out of that box is yours. And so you're hoping when you do this, it's randomly drawn. You're hoping you pay your $20. And for this, you know, past year, if you're in the NBA, you're hoping that you get the Charlotte Hornets. And you're like, yes, any LaMelo Ball that comes out of this thing, it's mine. Same thing with, you know, in 2019, you were hoping you got the, you know, Pelicans, or you were hoping you got the Grizzlies. You know, any Zion that comes out of the box, it's mine. You know, but if you get a team like the Pacers, you're screwed. I mean, you might get a really nice card. It could be, I mean, it might be a one of one, you know, and so it might end up being a really great opportunity for you, but more likely than not, you're going to come away with a Goga Badaze, like I have a million times. So, box, you know, you can do case breaks where you open up an entire case, and, you know, same premise applies. You pay a fixed amount. So, you know, let's say that case costs somebody $2,000 for that case. You may pay, you know, $200 to get a team. And that's how you make a profit off of a break, because you pay $2,000, and if everyone fills up all 30 slots in the NBA, all 32 in the NFL, and you charge them just slightly over what, you know, you need to, you know, multiply 32 times. So we go back to our original box break, and it was a $300 box, and everybody was paying $20 to get in. Well, 30 times 30 times 20 is 600. So you'd make double what you paid for the box, essentially. And, you know, you try to make it so that it's worth it to the buyer, the person that's buying into the break. You don't want to make it too expensive. They're thinking to themselves, I might as well just go and buy my own cards instead of trying to get them out of this box. But usually it's with really expensive products, you know, something that is a little bit too much for someone to buy on their own. You know, a box of cards that may be $2,000, maybe, you know, $5,000. So you buy your way into a break, and you see if you can get lucky that way. You know, it's a lot tougher when you do it with intimate buys, obviously, because if you do it with a hobby box, you're going to get some cards out of that thing. You know, no matter what team you pick, more likely than not, they're going to be a couple of players, may not be the ones you want, but you'll get a couple of cards out of the mix. But if you're doing, say, a National Treasures, you know, a box break, and you buy in, obviously there's only like 8 or 9 cards in a National Treasures box. So obviously not everyone's going to walk away with anything. So you could pay, $30 to get in, $150 to get in and get nothing. It's very possible that happens. More likely than not, that's going to take place in a more intimate hunt. Whereas with the hobby box, just about everybody's going to walk away with something. Again, may not be what you want, but more likely than not, you buy a hobby box with, 400 cards in it, you're probably going to walk away with, 3 or 4, 5 cards or so. Let's say, you do a hobby box in the NFL of Donruss, and I think that box has like 180 cards in it. 32 different teams. You may have, 3 or 4 teams that don't have any, players represented in that particular box. But for the most part, you'd like to think that almost every team is going to get touched. You may walk away with a kicker. You may walk away with an offensive lineman. But you're probably going to get something. So how I feel about, card breaks, whether it's a case break, whether it's a box break or a pack break, it's pretty simple. I'm not the biggest fan. You guys know exactly why. We've kind of gone down this road before, but in a different, we got there in a different way. But we're getting to the same destination, essentially. I'm a hunter. I don't want anybody else hunting for me, okay? Just take me to the lake, and I'll hunt for myself. So show me where the packs are, and I'll pick out my own packs, and I'll open my own packs of cards, my own boxes of cards, my own cases of cards. I don't need anybody else opening them for me. Now, I get it. This is a much, much more efficient way from a financial standpoint. From an economics standpoint, it's a much more safe way, I should say, not efficient, because there's no efficiency with card breaks. There are no guarantees with card breaks. Again, you could get in 5 straight, box breaks and come away with 0 cards because the team that you drew randomly wasn't picked out of any of the boxes that you were in breaks of. So you could come away with, you could spend $150 and come away with 0 cards. Very plausible. So that's not efficient. What it is it's a way for you to have an opportunity to get your hands on cards that you may not be able to afford buying the box yourself. And that's the appealing part of breaks, is that it allows the little guy that doesn't have $2,000 to spend on a box of Spectra in the NBA, or doesn't have, $1,700 to spend on a 2020 NFL Panini Prism hobby box. It allows that guy to put $30 in and maybe walk away with a Justin Herbert if he, pulls the Chargers in his break. Or it allows him to maybe get lucky if he has Cincinnati to get a Joe Burrow. That's what breaks do, is it allows someone to get a break, potentially. But it also could turn up nothing, which, again, that's the essence of being a card collector. There are no guarantees in this unless you go the auction route. Unless you see a card and you pay for that card right then and there are no guarantees in this thing. Anytime you buy it blindly, which is what you do when you buy a case, a box, a pack. Anytime you buy it blindly, there are no guarantees. They'll tell you there are guarantees on the outside of the box, and yeah, maybe you'll get a memo. Maybe there's an auto in there or 2, but it's no guarantee that they'll be of good players that you care about. There's no guarantees in this thing. So same thing with card breaks. There are no guarantees in it other than, hey, you get this team, and if I pull out any cards from that particular team that you have, they're yours. It's a great concept, and I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I understand it. But at the end of the day, I'm a true hunter at heart. The essence of what I do, the enjoyment that I get out of collecting is me opening the cards, the pack of cards, the box of cards, the case of cards myself. That's where the joy comes. Not somebody else opening them and me hoping that they pull out the team that I have drawn in this break. So I don't foresee myself being a part of a break. I've had people ask me, will I do card breaks myself in the future? I don't think I will. I don't think that's something that really interests me. That's not something that tickles my fancy all that much. So I don't know if that's something that I'll do. I'm more of I want to open cards because I enjoy it. Like, it's a hobby. That's why it's called the hobby. It's a hobby, something that you're supposed to enjoy. If you don't enjoy it, what's the point of it? Unless you're looking to gain revenue, then you don't have to. People work jobs every day that provide them with, food on their table, house, roof over their head, clothes on their back. They don't necessarily love that job, but it provides them with the monetary gain that they need to sustain their, lifestyle. And so I enjoy this, and some people may not enjoy the hobby. They may do it just because it's a means to make money, and that's fine. To each its own. For me, I enjoy doing what I'm about to do here in the next, 15 to 20 seconds, and that's open up packs of cards to see what's inside. So, speaking of which, I'm not the biggest fan of card breaks. I understand the purpose of them. I don't have a problem with them. I'll tell you this. I enjoy watching card breaks more so than I do auctions. Like, there's no fun in somebody going to a card show and I got $500 and I can only spend, I need to get 10 cards with 500, but I don't care about that. I don't enjoy watching somebody haggle someone trying to get, their hands on certain cards. I enjoy watching a card break because someone's still opening cards. And there's a rush that comes with that, even if it's somebody else opening them. But again, I want to know that no matter what team I get, they're mine. Okay. Like, I don't want somebody else to get a Charlotte Hornets, draw, and then they open up the pack and there's a LaMelo Ball, or they get the Timberwolves and there's an Edwards, or they get the Cincinnati Bengals in a 2020 pack and there's Joe Burrow, or, a Charger draw in a 2020 pack and there's Justin Herbert. Now here I am searching for Herbert and I can't get it, and here's somebody else getting it in a pack that I'm in, a break that I'm in, but I got the, Seattle Seahawks. So I got DJ Dallas. Like, that would really piss me off. But anyway, how do you guys feel about card breaks? Have you ever been in one? How was it? Did you enjoy it? Is it something that you do quite often? Is it something you'll do again? Have you never done it? Are you thinking about doing it? Tell me how you feel about card breaks. I'd love to hear it down in the comment section of this video. So, going to open up this 2021 Prestige pack. See what we can find inside. We've had some really good success with Prestige. I'm a converted Prestige guy now. I wasn't a Prestige fan before, but after having that raid of Walmart and getting all of the cards that I've gotten and all the heat that I've been able to pull out of these value packs and hanger boxes in particular, the blaster boxes have been really disappointing, but the value packs and the hanger boxes have been extraordinary. Let's see what we get today. I'm a fan of Prestige now. So, Deshaun Watson. Base, thanks for coming. DeForest Buckner. Base, thanks for coming. DeAndre Hopkins. Base, thanks for coming. Roquan Smith. Base, thanks for coming. Saquon Barkley. Base, thanks for coming. Chris Carson. Base, thanks for coming. Montez Sweat. Base, thanks for coming. Stoney Michel, now with the Los Angeles Rams. Base, thanks for coming. Chase Claypool. Base, thanks for coming. Gardner Minshew, now with the Philadelphia Eagles. Base, thanks for coming. Ronald Jones. Base, thanks for coming. Kenyon Drake. Base, thanks for coming. So now we get to our inserts And our parallels, these are all sunbursts. We start with Anthony Fertzer, Kellen Mond. I already have one of these. I don't know if I have it in a sunburst, however. Herbert debuts with a touchdown. That's an insert. Brandon Ayuk timestamp. That's an insert. Ben Roethlisberger prestigious pros. That's an insert. Mike Allstott living legend. That's an insert. And now we get to our rookies. Elijah Mitchell. Azeez Ojulari, Giants edge rusher. Ian Book, drafted by the Saints from Notre Dame. Jalen Phillips, first round pick of the Miami Dolphins, one of their first round picks, edge rusher. And then we get to the rest of the base cards. Derek Brown, base, thanks for coming. Younghoe Koo, base, thanks for coming. Tyrann Mathieu, base, thanks for coming. Jamal Williams, who is now with the Detroit Lions, base, thanks for coming. Robbie Anderson, base, thanks for coming. DJ Chark, base, thanks for coming. Chris Godwin, base, thanks for coming. Darren Waller, base, thanks for coming. Russell Wilson, base, thanks for coming. And Chase Young, base, thanks for coming. So no heat in this particular value pack. That's not a big deal. I've gotten so much heat out of these value packs that you won't get any complaints out of me. So that'll do it for me, your man Louie T, here on this installment of the Card Collector Series podcast. Looking forward to chopping it up with you guys again next time. If you haven't already done so, please do me a huge solid and hit the subscribe button for more great content. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And also hit the like button, as that helps this channel grow immensely. Until next time, I'm your man Louie T, signing off, saying, remember, it's hunting season. It never ends, especially here on the Card Collector Series podcast. Until next time, guys, have a good one. LouieTeeNetwork.